Hi everyone, so we're going to be starting these 3D winter scenes. So your scene will be able to change. It doesn't have to have the same stuff as mine. And so I'm just going to get you a bunch of different ideas. And we're going to spend 2 art classes at least working on this. Today we're going to just be working on the background. And next time I will show you how to work on the foreground. So let me set that guy aside. You are going to get a square piece of paper. Ooh, isn't it wonderful? And what you're going to do is twist it so it looks like a diamond, and we are going to fold this diamond in half to make a triangle. So you're going to take the part of the diamond that's pointing at your belly, you're going to fold it, and you're going to line it up with the other opposite corner. Hold it with one finger and take the other hand and go straight down. Make sure this holder finger stays there as your pointer finger on the other hand travels back and forth to hopefully get a really nice triangle shape. You are going to write your name on the one side of the triangle, and then we are going to flip said triangle over. Boom! And this is going to be our scene today. To help me so I understand, because it's going to be folded in the center. So now I've folded it just once. My name is on one side, and I'm going to fold it again. Lining up this time this triangle piece to this triangle piece, taking my time. Really pressing that holder down now, moving my finger all the way down. Keeping that holder pressed, and then go straight up, really creasing it. Okay. And when I open it up, it's going to look like a little book like this, all right? Like a triangle book, okay? This is going to be my background. That's what I'm going to be working on today, all right? So we can go slow and we can work on that again. To work on this, I'm going to be doing drawing and collage. So, again, you can add different things. One thing you're going to do is I'm going to give you a strip of paper, and you can draw any type of thing that you think you would like, that you might want to try and add into your winter scene. Whether you want to make houses, and you can even decorate them for the holidays if you want, or if you want to make animals and have more of like a forest scene, or you can change that into a reindeer. It's really going to be up to you. So I'll leave this up here so you can look at some of my examples, because I drew 2 different styles of houses and I haven't decorated them at all. To decorate them though, you can decorate them with the materials that you think are the best. I think that the best materials to decorate them are both, what is this? Markers. And I like crayons, or just all crayons. So I'm going to pretend this is a red house. And maybe that window isn't a window. Maybe I'll make that into a wreath. So again, I'm not going to do much, but I am going to do a little bit. I know the deer might be a challenge, so I wanted to leave that up there for those of you that are ready for a challenge. To do this, I just used shapes. I started with an egg shape for a head. I just made a small 2 lines that could be like a rectangle and connected it to kind of a flat oval to make the body. I erased some lines, and then when I made the 2 legs, I didn't do the other 2 on the other side. I made them come straight down from inside the body, all right? And you can look at this for more details too. Okay, so as I was saying, maybe instead of making this house red, I'll make it a wreath. To do that on my circle, I'm making V shapes, 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 V shapes. And you can do this as much as you want. I'm going really fast. Mine is not going to be amazing. Blah, 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 blah. V shapes, V shapes, V shapes. I can even put a little ribbon on it. I could put lights on it. If I wanted to add a string of lights, the best way to add a string of lights, I'll go ahead and do this on this one, is to, with a black or something, make a curly whirly where you want your lights. And then you can use whatever lights you want, all right? So I'm just making circles along the string, so that represents the string of lights. I like to go in rainbow order, but you do you. And some are at the top of the string, some are at the bottom, and I'm not going to finish that. But to color the houses in, if I colored it with marker, it would be too much marker. I would lose all of my details. So, once again, my recommendation is to do any details that you want with marker and then color it in. Since I'm making a red house, I outlined it with red. And again, I would have really spent more time making lots more fun details, but for the sake of time, since you are not here to watch me art, you're here to art yourself, I'm going really fast. All right. So do you see how my wreath really stands out? If you can imagine in your head, if I did that with the marker, again, you wouldn't really be able to see it. So again, you could do whatever you want. I would add details in the door too, but just for, again, so you could see it. Ta-da! Now, to cut these out, some of them are pretty easy. Yeah, I think you can manage those. Some things, like if you challenge yourself and you make something like an animal, it's going to be harder. So you might have to, instead of cutting it on the line, you might have to make a bubble, especially around things like the antlers. So again, I'm envisioning that I've already colored this. I have not, obviously, for sake of time. And I can make a bubble, which means I'm not cutting on the line. I'm going right around the line to help me out. Sometimes I can get pretty close. For the antlers, of course, I definitely can't cut a line out. You can only cut out shapes. So I'm just creating a bubble around it. All right. And then that's one way, okay? So I'm gonna, okay, I guess I do need something. So I'm gonna cut this bad boy out. Isn't that exciting? And the other thing that I want to show you is trees, because I imagine whether you want to make more of a village, or oh, you could make a downtown, or you can make a neighborhood, or you can make a house, you can make the North Pole. I don't know, whatever you want, whatever you want. All right, I do want to cut out maximum though, so I'm going to cut out this bubble here. All right, so I am pretending that the ground is at the very bottom. I do not need to draw the horizon line because we're going to be adding things onto the foreground anyway. So when I glue, I don't want to glue in the fold because then I'm going to have to fold my art. I guess I could do that. That is okay. Yeah, you can fold it. Do I like that? I do. I'm going to fold it. I pre-folded it. And now when you glue paper to paper, you use a glue stick. So make sure you're using a glue stick. Again, this deer should be colored, but for sake of time, we're not doing that. All right, I just put glue all over the smaller, trying to line up where I tried to fold it. All the way down the ground. Massage it, give it a good back rub. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Okay, so if you want to do a tree, you could do it out of scrap paper. You all know where the scrap bin is. The scrap bin is. Or you could do it out of this paper and color it. You could do, if you want to do a pine tree, a triangle with a stick. Makes a great pine tree, and color it. If you want to do a fancier version, I'm just going to do it on the green scrap I found. Instead of doing, you're going to do one triangle. I'm going to start where I want the top of my tree, and I'm going to make one triangle. You would do this in pencil. I'm doing it in Sharpie so that you can see. Always work in pencil. 2 triangles overlapping. Do you see that? How I have one over the other? And 3. I'm going to make this one bigger. You could put a stem or like the trunk on it or not. Then when I cut it out, I don't know if you noticed, but I actually folded my paper. So how many trees am I going to get? All right. I hope you said 2. Okay. I know I've got lots to show you today. It's so much fun. And I can keep going. And I'm cutting pretty close, but because I want to see all my details, cutting off chunks. Oh my gosh, I think I accidentally made a really cool tree. Did I? Did I? Oh, it's split in half, but I could just stick it back together. Look at that. Happy accidents, everybody. Happy accidents. All right. Thank you again for your patience. I'm going fast as I can, but I'm still doing a good job. All right, because there's something I want to show you. I'm going to cut that stem off for sake of time. I don't want to see those lines, though. No problem. When I flip it over, I've got two trees now, and I don't see any of my pencil lines, and I could glue them anywhere onto my paper. All right, so let me get that glued on. So take your time, fill it up, do whatever you want. Draw snow in the background if you want. I don't know. You could draw those fancy snowflakes that I know you guys are so good at. But I've got one more step. This might happen today. It might happen in the next art class. We're going to find out how much time it takes. So one thing you can do if we have time today, and again, this might not happen till later, is I'm going to switch and use a different type of glue. Let me get rid of that. And I'm going to use this liquid glue that I have mixed with a little water, and I am going to paint most of my art, the sky anyway, with glue. I can just go around all the things I already did, or you can paint over them with glue. All right, and I've got a surprise to add some snow. Doesn't come out that often, folks. Are you ready? Making sure everything's really wet, otherwise it doesn't work. Gotta be wet. It's got to be wet to apply it because we are going to add glitter, but it's got to go when it's wet. So again, I just quickly went around and I will add the glitter for you. So, because I love glitter, but it's a little messy. So I'm going to take a pinch, and if you want snow, this is going to represent the snow. Plus it's just holiday magic. I can add some glitter, sprinkle it on, and ta-da! Now it's wet though, so I'm going to have to put it on the drying rack. And then again, in the next class, we'll finish up anything you weren't finished, and we'll add some foreground. All right, happy arting today.